Hey doing guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are in F1 2022 and I haven't played this game since 2012, just never got into it again, just kind of went off it since I went onto PC, never really played it again, and I thought I'd give it a try. The first few weeks I couldn't play the game because of all the bugs and issues that were inside of the game, and eventually I got it to work, got my earphones to work and the controller set up and stuff like that, and it all works quite nicely now. But I can't drive for absolute dog poo in the game, like it is that bad. I got traction control medium, because on low it's just I just don't have any skill whatsoever just to play it on low, but medium seems pretty realistic, I think. And I think Lando Norris was saying in one of his streams that medium setting is probably more realistic to a Formula 1 car, but it doesn't matter because I can't drive it anyway. I've got some clips I'm going to show you and I just do a little talk over them because I've done it without recording. I wanted to really focus this time and it just went wrong. Nothing worked, nothing was good. Kept losing the back end, coming into corners too deep, coming out of apexes, missing them and all sorts. Just, it was chaos. But yeah, we'll go into it, we'll have a look and I'll show you exactly what I mean, because yeah, bad, real bad. Okay, so we jump into the first race here and we, well, the first time we did it, we didn't have any, like, controllers weren't set up correctly, but this time we managed to get it all sorted and we get into the start and we go straight into the back of, I think it was Ricardo, and then we're squeezing through here, get absolutely sandwiched, and I got absolutely battered again there by Ricardo, and I was like, I could not believe it, I was absolutely gutted. So again, obviously I restart the session, I go back into it, and I'm thinking to myself, right, I'll do it again, see what happens. Hopefully we can get a better start this time, be a little bit more cautious, try and make sure that I'm driving pretty decent, not making too many mistakes. So we get a nice decent start this time. Again, just not as quick as the AI, they're so quick off the line. We're playing on 90% AI as well, so not the top dog or anything like that, but just thought I'd give it a try. And a little bit more cleaner this time as we come through. And we get a nice little start as well, managed to break away in front of two cars behind us. But again, you can just see the speed of the AI as they pull away, and I think we squeeze down here. I kind of brake way too heavy. And I think further, yeah, I lose the back end there, just a little bit too heavy on the gas. But again, I wasn't like full throttle on that either. I was quite light on it. And it was just enough to kind of really put me off and swing me out of the race. So jumping back in again, this is like, I think I have about 4 attempts doing this. And this was a pretty decent start, I thought, again. So we get off nicely. And again, the AI just are superb at starts. Come straight past. We just kind of change, like one up gear less. That makes sense. But again, we try and keep it nice and clean coming through. Get away quite nicely past Vettel. And come through here, we almost go into the back, so I have to dodge it. And then Vettel comes back, almost just completely cuts me off. And I get absolutely swiped by my teammate there, which is Hulkenberg. Fantastic. So now we're in like the 3rd attempt here, and well, you can see on my face I just wasn't super happy about this. Like, well, I found it funny at first, but you see how the frustration kicks in after a few more races. And again, nice decent start there. Try and keep it clean, come down here. But the AI just give you zero room whatsoever. But again, managed to survive that first corner. And I think down here I managed to brake nice and late again. Get swiped there by Ricardo. Get swiped again by Norris, getting absolutely battered by the McLarens, my favourite car as well. And yeah, we're just really struggling to kind of remember the track as well as we're coming around here, missing every single curb and apex. And I think down here I managed to get a nice break, come in a little bit too wide, but managed to kind of gain just a little tiny bit on the car in front, which is Vettel. But you see the straight line speed of the AI, even with equal performance using a custom car, they are so fast. And again there, I just completely misinterpret that corner, completely forget about it, and I'm off, and I've lost the back end again. So the frustration's starting to kick in just a smidge now, and I'm like, I want to keep restarting this, I want to keep doing this. I don't know where it's going, I'm not too sure what I'm doing now. You can see on my face, I'm just like, oh, here we go. 4th time again. But I think this one's a little bit more successful. We managed to get a clean lap, well, not a clean lap, but full lap round. And again, nice, semi-decent start, but nowhere near as good as the AI. They are so quick off the line. Nice and cautious. You can see I'm braking there. Might just come straight across and hits me. I'm just trying to keep in the middle there. I'm 3 wide. But I managed to get through. And then we come through here. Another thing as well I've never noticed is that when you do a Grand Prix, like a single player, it calls you player 1. But if you do a My Team, it gives you by your name, which is, I find, really peculiar. So come along here, managed to get down corners just a little bit better, but way off the proper driving line to have anything going there. From down here, I get dive bombed there almost by Hulkenberg, my teammate, in the BMW car, which, by the way, I'll leave a link in the description down below for this car. It's absolutely beautiful and I love it so much. Really, really nice design, and I would absolutely love it if BMW would get back in Formula 1, but they very openly admitted that they would never do it again. But yeah, we're having a battle again with Norris now, another McLaren. Don't seem to be going too well with the McLarens. I think here I just go a little bit too wide, McLaren comes through. I managed just to hang on a little bit to stop Latifi from coming through. And you can see I'm using my battery as well, so I'm almost using about 20% on this straight coming down. And it does make a big difference when you've got equal performance, but out the corners, the AI seems to pull really, really well, as you can see. So we're on the battery again, and we get a little bit of a gain on Norris as we come down this straight. And I was just super, super happy that I actually managed to have a clean, well, make one lap, not necessarily clean, but just complete one lap around this circuit. It's like my first proper race in the game, and not played it at all, like I say, since 2012, and to come back into it, it's really very different to obviously AMS Automobilista 2, which I've been playing a lot with the Formula 1 cars. This is I do like the game. I do kind of like it. I think I can't really determine whether I think the handling in this game is superior or inferior. It's just unique in its own way, I think, and like a lot of games, they have their own style of what you would say, their own characteristics towards the driving simulator and how the cars feel. Each game kind of tends to have its own feeling and difference. And again, I missed the apex there, completely waffling off. And I think this game itself has its own kind of feeling towards it, which makes it what it is. Very hard to probably understand what I'm trying to say, but it's its own uniqueness, I think, in terms of handling. So we come down here, and I think I do lose it somewhere. I think almost lost it there as I come round, but that corner though, when you kind of nail it, is super, super nice. Just as you come around that sweeping right hand corner, is very satisfying. And I think here I'm trying to block off Latifi because his Williams seems to have far more power than me, and he dive bombs me down there. And I go a little bit too wide there on the gas, a little bit too early. But here I'm using the battery. I've got about 30% left, and you can see the difference the battery makes. No DRS yet either. We're due on this lap, so that's fantastic. So we just squeezed down there to that corner just a little bit better than normally, so gained a lot of time there. But they just shoot out the corners so fast, it's unreal. And again, I managed to brake properly there, so I've had a few laps now and I'm kind of like refreshed. I'm kind of, the old muscle memory in the brain of where the corners are and stuff is kind of getting into it. But yeah, I drifted a little bit too wide, pushing hard. I come around here, I just have to lift off just a little bit and almost again losing it on the curb as I go back onto the power. Then we swing down here. Again, like with the traction on, you can get a lot more power through there. Like it kind of, you can go flat out in a sense, and the traction will kind of help. But when you've got it on either medium or off, you really got to throttle it through nicely. And I managed to do that corner nicely, and you can see I'm almost losing the back end because I'm trying to get on the power too quick. And that brings Latifi. What? No, sorry, Lance Stroll is now behind me. He's got past Latifi. We've got some DRS, which is really nice. I do like this track, Miami. It's very nice. I think I prefer Watkins Glen, but this is still a nice track for an American circuit. But here we got some battery going now with the DRS, making some good gains, and I do think I'll blow it eventually. So I'll come round here. And I'm like, yeah, I'm on now. So I'm trying to break down. I've got about 5% battery left. I'm almost going to run out. We've got Hulkenberg in front of us. And I just think I braked way too late here. Dive bomb in, and that was all my fault. That was the dirtiest move ever. That's like, yeah, I just completely destroyed my race, and I'm absolutely distraught because I shouldn't have done it, and it was just awful. It was just an awful move to try and get anything going there. So what we do now, we go into Miami, because I originally said the last track that I was just on was Miami, but it wasn't. It was It was Abu Dhabi, I think it was. I don't even know. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. I can't remember the name of the track, but I literally thought it was Miami. I was seeing palm trees, and I thought it was in Miami. But we go in Miami here in this race, and this was after about 4 or 5 different races. Now this is like my 5th go on this track as well. And again, I do like the way it is. I like the layout. There's some really nice long straights there, but again, the car just doesn't have the power to get along there in time. And you see my teammate come through, which is Jenson Button this time. In this corner here, the AI do tend to go very, very slow, but if you nail it right, go really, really wide, come in, you can get a nice bit of power there. So we come down, we get a nice little straight here, and I think eventually I do lose the car, I think, or I get swiped, I'm not too sure. I've got Vettel behind me here, trying to keep up with Button, but just don't have the power. I'm on my battery there. I come through. I think I lose the back end. I think I get on the power too soon here, or hit Lando. Yeah, I'm straight at the back of Lando, and it just kind of stops as well, and it's like I'm glued to the back of the car, and I'm like, now the frustration's really kicking in for me. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I just want to get back on Automobilista now, just get back on that game that I'm kind of used to and settled in, and hopefully I can enjoy it. But again, with a game like this, you keep on trying and trying. It's part of the building your experience in the game, I think, is trying to learn it. And this was the lap where I think I just want to kind of, I've done a little bit better on this one. I managed to get a clean lap through. Managed to take it a little bit more easier this time. I'm just trying a little bit too hard, I think, especially with the AI on 90, just to come round here. And again, you can't necessarily go flat out straight away because you will lose that back end. And this corner here, sometimes I miss that corner and brake too late, like you can see that. And as soon as you do that, it ruins the whole process of going around the next corners. And here you can see the AI really do slow down there, but they just absolutely shoot off. And this is with equal performance as well, so it really does show the difference of the AI, even with equal performance cars, just how quick they are coming out of corners. It's almost like painful, is that they all stay to a bunch in front, but you're just left standing. And it just doesn't feel that realistic when you are theoretically using the same equal performance of a car in the settings. As we come up here, I go straight into the back of Bottas. I've done that for Hamilton, he told me to do it, and then I go back into Button as well. Also did that for Hamilton. We come down the straights here, we just watch the AI turn into tiny little minute grains of sand here. I've got the battery on, and the only way I can keep up is with the battery. And I think here, no, I am gaining here, aren't I? Yeah, so I'm gaining right at the top end. You do tend to gain, but it's just way too late sometimes, because time you're at the top end of the rev range, you're almost out of like track to get that advantage. But here again, we're going around, we've got the battery on. I'm draining the battery in the first few laps. Take a nice wide line, cut inwards, but I just go too slow and completely miss the apex, and I'm just like, what am I doing? I have no idea what. It's just absolute madness. And you can just see, just split seconds of mistakes cost you so much in Formula 1 games. It's unreal. So we come around here. I managed to do these corners just a little bit better. You can see the car behind me in the mirror, just about, because I did shrink it to like almost minimum size. And we take that just a little bit too wide, but we keep it in, miss that wall. And you'll see here, I think, is that Esteban Ocon does eventually catch up with me. But I'm using my battery again, and this is when I run out of battery on the next lap, when you really see the difference, that if you drive about it, you just can't keep up on those straights. So I missed the apex there, got on the throttle just as I was going into the corner because I felt I braked too early, sorry. So then I put my foot down and it just pulled me out. It was just silly. And then I got a bit too keen, put my foot down and smashed into the wall. And I was like, okay, right, I'm going to let it do auto reset on the track, see where it puts me. I was like, okay, gave me a nice position, put me back in the middle. The car behind me had an accident. So I thought, all right, I can probably take advantage here. Maybe see if I could just try and catch up a Button. He's about just under 2 seconds away. Then we come around here. This was it, by the way. This is almost like me just thinking to myself, right, I've had enough. I'm gonna stop playing now. I come around, I'm like, you're having a laugh. And if you look at the power on the throttle, I had about probably 25% on the acceleration, and that was it for me. I was like, right, that's it, I'm done. And I just turn off the game and I finish it. But what I will say is that, guys, if you want to see some F122 content on the channel and want to see me go through these battles and struggles, then let me know. I will give it a shot. It will be difficult, and it won't probably be the most thrilling, clean races that you'll see, and there will be a lot of mistakes probably for myself. But if you're interested in it, let me know, and I will make these videos. I'll put a little series out on it, see if we can do a My Team or something, and see if we can, just get something going. So, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. See you later. Bye-bye.